Hey guys, welcome to Chat with KST, the podcast. It's your girl Kay, and today we're going to be discussing Ashanti and her age and all that's going on in her life because Charles decided to bring it up. But before we jump into it, I just do want to advise you guys that this is a podcast. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll only be able to listen, you won't get any visuals, but it's just as entertaining, so stay tuned. So this is something that came from Hollywood Unlocked where this person, Charles, says, I love Ashanti, but 42, no kids, and never been married? Something ain't right. So now, I have mixed feelings about this, and the reason why my feelings about this are mixed is because I know that tradition tells me that by the time you get to a certain age, you should have children. By the time you get to a certain age, you should be married. And if you're not married or you don't have children at a certain age, then something is essentially wrong with you. There's something innately wrong with you, and you need to fix it. Whether it's a flaw in your character, something is wrong with your uterus, something is wrong with you as a person that keeps repelling people away from you. Something is wrong. And what I actually believe to be true on the other side of that is that yes, tradition does have their thing and holds its space, and yes, culture does believe in what culture believes in. But people are people, dog. Like Ashanti is in the music industry. Ashanti is in an industry where being pregnant is not accepted. Ashanti is in an industry where being married don't look good. And Ashanti has been going by the books for years so that she can have an amazing, successful singing career. So I feel like Ashanti has been doing what she has been told and has been trained to do. Continue to look beautiful. Don't let anything ruin that amazing banging ass body that you got. You don't need to be married to someone else because your value goes down, because what you want to attract is you want to sell something. You're selling yourself, and that reputation and that image that you're selling it should essentially be something of like I don't want to say a hot girl, but something of a girl that's beautiful, that has her life together, that has it made, right? And anything that happens in real life that will disrupt that imagery, we don't want. It's only nowadays we see rappers actually pushing out children, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and they're getting married and they're going against the status quo. Whereas before, women normally, especially in the industry, followed the industry guidelines. This is what I have to do until they get to a certain age and they say, hey, screw the guidelines. I'm going to have my kids. I'm going to marry my man and I'm going to move on. Ashanti hasn't gotten to that point yet. So should we now force her into a corner and say, hey, Ashanti, it's time to have some kids. It's time to get married? No, absolutely. Whenever she's ready to do these things, I will leave that up to her. Now, is she 42 and kind of want to decide whether she wants to have kids or not? That's her decision to make that decision. It's not for us to make the decision for her. You never know. She might get pregnant in a couple years. We don't know what is in store for Ashanti. But to classify her as something is wrong with her for not quite choosing to have children at a certain age and do things at a certain time, I feel like it's just not right. And it's crazy, right? Because now I'm reflecting on something that my pastor says, and he's like, if people are so ill intended in the things that they do and the things that they say, is that if you marry young, they say you marry too young. If you marry late, they say you marry too late. If you have children at a young age, they say, oh my God, why would she have children at such a young age? If you have children at an old age, they say, oh, well, why did you have children at an old age? You don't have children. They say, why don't you have children? You do have children. Well, then why did you decide to have children? Nothing you do can ever satisfy people. So if Ashanti was to say, okay, well, you know what, I'm having a child and getting married now, people are going to be like, why now? Why now? You choose now. So anything Ashanti does is gonna bring forth some kind of negative commentary. So for me, I would just feel like, hey, let Ashanti live her life, and I'm gonna stay in my little corner and mind my business. But I would love to hear what you guys think. So if you're watching this on YouTube, share in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about Ashanti, do you think she should have children by now, or do you think we should just mind our business as a general public and let her do her thing because she is in control of her life? And if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, I'll chat with you next time. Laters.